Let 2023 be the last year that you let people play with you. Let it be the last year that you let people string you along. Let it be the last year that you participate in situationships. All that toxicity gotta go. Hey girl, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Trinity. If you're new here today, as promised, we're finally going to be talking about how to level up in 2024. We're going to cover a bunch of different categories in this video. So we got some physical tips, some mental, emotional, financial, all that. So if you want to level up in 2024, just keep on watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. All right, so starting with the physical category, the first thing I suggest is developing a maintenance routine. Whether that means going to the nail salon to get your nails done, going to the hair salon to get your hair done, getting your lashes done, or doing all that stuff at home. But you need to have a routine in order to keep yourself looking up to par on a consistent basis. Not only does this increase your confidence, but it's also a form of self-care. I did a video recently on how to always look polished and put together. If you have not seen that video, I will link it down below in the description box, and I'll also plug it right here or right here. But in that video, I mentioned how I used to be the type of girl who only got her nails done when she had somewhere to go. Like if there was an event, or if my birthday was coming up, or New Year's, or whatever, a holiday, I would only really get my nails done for those occasions. And I got to a point in my confidence journey, my self-love journey, where I realized that in order for me to really have confidence, I had to show myself some love more often than just on special occasions. I didn't want to only look good when I really had somewhere to go. And then I heard somebody use the phrase, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And ever since then, I've been getting my nails done on a consistent basis. Y'all know I'm a lash tech, so I wear lash extensions by default. But even if I wasn't a lash tech, if I could only get one thing done, it will probably be my lashes, because they make me feel put together when I'm not really even trying. If you can't afford lash extensions, like I said, try mascara or get some strip lashes. If you can't afford to go to the hair salon every 2 weeks, every month, whatever, or if you're just trying to cut costs, learn how to do certain styles on yourself, or find a nice low maintenance clean hairstyle that you can wear in between going to the hair salon. For me, it's a slick back bun. If my hair is not done, or if I have an appointment coming up and I just am tired of wearing my wigs, or I just don't really feel like doing my hair, I just always go to a slick back bun. And having a maintenance routine ties into my next tip, which is put effort into your look on a daily basis. When I think about my higher self, my ideal self, my dream self, she always looks put together. I know this doesn't mean she's walking around in full-blown fit with heels and makeup every day. It just means you never really catch her slipping. So I try to put effort into my look every single day, and it looks different every day, of course, because some days you want to dress up, some days you don't. Some days you want to wear jeans, sometimes you want to wear leggings or sweatpants. Some days you want to wear makeup, some days you don't. So do whatever feels best for you on a day-to-day basis, but make sure every day you are putting some type of effort into your look. Even if I'm wearing sweatpants and a hoodie one day, I still look somewhat put together because my hair is nice and sleek. The sweatsuit I have on is a nice quality one, so it just automatically looks a little bit more elevated. You know, little things really make a difference. One of my goals for 2024, and this is actually one of my goals every single year, like I literally say this every year, but one of my goals is to drink more water. And I actually feel like 2024 is going to be the year that I really do that, because I've already started building that habit. There are times where I go to the grocery store and I'll know that I don't have juice in my house, and I purposely will not buy juice because it forces me to drink more water. I keep a case of waters in my car so that I can have some on the go. I wasn't pressed for a Stanley cup, but I did buy another cup that would just keep my water cold for as long as I needed it to. So if you're one of those people who are like me and you can't drink water unless it's ice cold, then definitely make sure you invest in one of those types of cups. It does not have to be a $40, $50 Stanley cup. Drinking more water will benefit you in so many different ways. It'll help with your skin, your overall mood, your energy levels. So that's one that you definitely should not miss. And then you should also be taking vitamins. At this big age, we all need to be taking vitamins. I started this year when I became an affiliate for Care Of. If you've never heard of Care Of, this video is not sponsored, by the way. If you've never heard of Care Of, it's a monthly subscription service that sends you personalized vitamins every month. You go on their website, you take a quiz, you answer a bunch of different questions about like your lifestyle and your wellness concerns, and they suggest vitamins to you based off of your answers. That's a really good place to start if you're new to taking vitamins, because I know, like for me, I didn't know what I was supposed to be taking for my health concerns. And I also didn't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of bottles of a whole bunch of stuff if I wasn't 100% sure that I needed it. Next, get active. Y'all know I've been in the gym since September, I think is when I started going back. Your girl has been consistent ever since. and it just makes me feel so good. I usually go in the morning before I go to work, so I'll like drop my son off and I'll go to the gym, and then I'll go to work if I have to work that day. But I like to get it out the way early so that I don't have any excuses, because I noticed that when I would wait until later in the day, I had a whole bunch of excuses for why I couldn't go. If you have been wanting to go to the gym for a long time and you just keep putting it off and talking yourself out of it, let 2024 be the year that you finally start taking care of your body and getting active. There are so many benefits, and if you struggle with confidence, that is a great way to build your confidence. If you don't want to go to the gym, you can do Pilates, you can do yoga. There are a bunch of different things that you can do to get active. Don't feel like you have to go to the gym. I personally chose weight training because of the body goals that I had/have. But like I said, let this be the year that you finally do it. No more putting it off. This one kind of goes into having a maintenance routine, but you want to make sure you have a skincare routine. I know so many girls who just do skincare on self-care nights. They'll do a little mask. You should be doing that stuff on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be the same thing every day, especially if you're really busy. If you're a mom, you might not have time to do a 5-step skincare routine every day. But at minimum, you should be cleansing, exfoliating, moisturizing, sunscreen. And then maybe pick like one day out of the week to do a mask. I like to do my mask on Fridays because I don't have Jacks on Fridays. I dermaplane once a week. Well, sometimes I'll skip a week and I'll do like every other week. But yeah, take care of your skin. Makeup will not cover up texture issues. Makeup will not cover up everything that you got going on with your skin. And at some point, you got to take that makeup off. So make sure you're taking care of what's under it. Moving on to how to level up mentally in 2024. My first tip is to go on a social media cleanse. I know y'all probably think I'm saying to just detox from social media. That's actually not what I'm saying. That's another one of the tips. We'll get to that. But what I'm saying is go through your timeline and unfollow people who are not beneficial to your life and your mental state. I went on an unfollowing spree the other day. I mean, if you happen to be one of those people I unfollowed, then I'm sorry. But personally, I don't want my timeline full of a bunch of stuff that I don't care about. I got to a point where I realized I'm not obligated to follow anybody. I don't have to follow somebody just because they follow me. I don't have to follow somebody just because I know them. I don't have to follow somebody just because we went to school together 10 years ago. I'm not obligated to follow anyone. If your posts are not beneficial to me in my life, or if I really just don't have any interest in whatever it is that you're posting, I'm probably not going to like your stuff, which means there's no point in me even following you. There's nothing standoffish about that. It's about you and your mental health. Do what's best for you. My next tip is to limit your social media intake or your screen time. This is not necessarily doing a social media detox, but limiting the time that you spend on social media, limiting the time that you spend on your phone, period, can benefit you in so many different ways. Maybe give yourself a time limit in the morning. Like, don't allow yourself to get on social media for the first hour of your morning or something like that. Put your phone away a certain amount of time before you go to bed. That actually helps you sleep a lot better, by the way. Or maybe just limit the amount of time that you mindlessly scroll on Instagram. It's real easy to get on Instagram and just be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling for a long time. So I suggest getting on there with purpose. I'm really starting to hate Instagram, period, because it's a little weird over there. Like, if I didn't have a YouTube, I probably would not have Instagram because it's not the same anymore. I don't know. I hate it. Another way to level up mentally is to listen to more podcasts or just motivational YouTube videos on a daily basis. A lot of y'all have told me that you like to binge watch my videos, or you make sure you watch a video a day. And if you do that, you're already on the right track, because I like to post videos that stimulate your mind, things that make you think, things that make you have mindset shifts. And that is a great way to start your day or end your day. The bottom line is you want to be careful the information that you're taking in on a daily basis. Every now and then I listen to music in the car or at work, but for the most part, I be wanting to listen to stuff that's really gonna feed me. So I don't listen to music that often, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you can find you a YouTuber to watch on a consistent basis. It doesn't have to be me, it can be somebody else, I don't know. You can listen to podcasts, you can listen to audiobooks. Just make sure you're listening to things that are actually feeding you and feeding your mind. Another way to level up mentally is to keep your space clean. Oftentimes, your space is a reflection of what your mind is like. So if your mind is cluttered, 9 times out of 10, your space is cluttered. But if you can't really figure out how to declutter your mind, or if you can't seem to declutter your mind, try decluttering your space first, because sometimes your mind follows. A lot of the time when I'm in a funk, my space reflects that. My apartment reflects that. There's probably stuff everywhere, clothes everywhere. Nothing is really organized. So cleaning up my space is usually the first thing that I do to try to pull myself out of that funk, because I know that when I declutter my space, it's easier for me to gain more clarity in my mind. Next, moving on to ways to level up emotionally. My first tip is to start setting boundaries. Stop being a people pleaser and start setting boundaries with everyone in your life, including yourself. Setting boundaries is hard, especially if you're a people pleaser, because we don't like upsetting people. We don't like letting people down. And sometimes we prioritize other people's feelings over our own. So we'll say yes to someone else, even if it means saying no to ourselves. But one thing I've learned is that people only get mad about your boundaries that you set with them if they don't have any boundaries set for themselves. Someone who doesn't respect my no probably doesn't expect other people to respect their no. So they don't know how to say no to other people. But that is not my responsibility. I am my own responsibility. You are your own responsibility. And at the end of the day, if everybody else is happy with you and you're upset with yourself, what does that really do for you? I felt more comfortable telling people no when I realized that 9 times out of 10, if it was something I didn't want to do, they were going to feel that. And that honestly was not going to benefit me or that person. If I can't do something, or if something is going to overwhelm me, or if I don't have the time, or if I don't have the energy, I don't mind telling someone no, or not right now. Setting boundaries can also mean not oversharing, not giving people information that you don't want to give them. If someone asks you a question, you're not obligated to answer them. If someone calls you, you're not obligated to answer. If someone texts you, you're not obligated to respond. It's important to set boundaries in a healthy and respectful way though. Like, don't be rude, of course, but definitely set boundaries and honor them in 2024. Or just start now, because I mean, we close enough. My next tip is to cut off toxic situations. If you in toxic friendships, toxic relationships, a toxic living environment, cut it off if you can. And if you don't want to cut it off, communicate the things that you need to communicate in order to help make that situation better. I really feel like this goes without saying. Like, I don't feel like I have to tell you why you should cut off toxic people and situations. But in case you need a little reminder, yes, I know you might see the potential in some people and in certain situations. But when people and situations are not living up to that potential, they gotta go. Let 2023 be the last year that you let people play with you. Let it be the last year that you let people string you along. Let it be the last year that you participate in situationships. All that toxicity gotta go. Another way to level up emotionally is to spend more time alone. Spending time alone helps you to know yourself better. You figure out what you actually like. You figure out what you actually enjoy doing. And it also helps to make your relationships better and more healthy, whether they're platonic or romantic, because then you become less clingy and less smothering. I used to be so clingy in relationships. I don't even know if I want to say clingy, because I feel like that doesn't always have a negative connotation. But I do feel like I used to smother my partners a lot because I didn't like spending time by myself. I didn't enjoy my own company. But once I started really getting comfortable with being by myself and really valuing my alone time, I became a better partner. And it also helped me to finally be able to set boundaries and to allow people to set boundaries with me. I felt like I had to be living in my boyfriend's skin all the time. So when he wasn't trying to live in mine 24/7, I was a little offended. So that was me not setting boundaries with him, and in turn not allowing him to set boundaries with me. You can spend time alone going on solo dates. You can sit in a house and do nothing, watch a movie, watch Netflix, or get a hobby. Girl, go outside, find something to do. And lastly for this category, positive affirmations. They help so much. When I was really trying to level up emotionally and really build my confidence and just feel better about myself and be in a better emotional state, I wrote affirmations on sticky notes and put them all over my mirror. When I was living with my dad, I had them on my bedroom mirror, and once I moved out by myself and I was going through a little funk, I had them on my bathroom mirror. And I used to think that kind of stuff didn't really work. I used to think it didn't really do anything, but it definitely does. Like I said, you gotta watch what you're taking in every day. Write those positive affirmations. When you look in the mirror in the morning and you want to start picking yourself apart, it's not going to be long before you glance over and see that sticky note that says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are beautiful. God made you exactly the way he wanted you to be. So do not underestimate the power that positive affirmations can have over your life. Lastly, you want to level up financially in 2024. If you have not seen my video on how to make 2024 your financial glow up year, please go watch it. I'll link it down below in the description box, and I'll also plug it right here or right here. But I'll give you like a brief synopsis of the things that I mentioned in that video. First, you want to develop a spending plan. Not only does a spending plan show you your income and all of your bills and expenses, but it also helps you to allocate your money to things that matter. Like I said, that whole concept is explained better in that video, so go watch that after you watch this one. You want to make sure you know exactly how much money you have left over after all of your bills and expenses so that you can spend it accordingly. You need to start paying off that debt in 2024. Even if you don't pay it all off, start this year and make sure you actually have a plan for how you're going to pay off that debt. If you don't have a plan, you'll be throwing money at that debt randomly, and you're still going to be accumulating interest and fees, and it's honestly not going to get you anywhere. You probably will be better off just not paying anything until you're ready to have a consistent schedule for how you're going to pay it. Make sure you have a wish list for everything that you want. This has helped me so much, because I have a problem with impulse buying, especially if I'm not in a good mental state. Like if I'm annoyed, aggravated, agitated, stressed out, I like to comfort spend, which I'm sure a lot of us do. And having a wish list has been one of my solutions to that issue. Basically, whenever I see something that I want, or if I have something on my mind for a long time, I'll put it on a wish list. That way, whenever there is a time where I have a little bit of extra money that I'm not throwing at my debt or taking care of other responsibilities, I can be buying stuff that I know I actually want. Because I found myself going out or going online and buying a bunch of random stuff the moment I saw it, and later on being like, dang, there's so much other stuff that I've been thinking about for a while that I could have spent that money on. So like I said, when stuff comes up now, I put it on a wish list. I sit on it for a little bit, and whenever I have the money to not even invest in it, because the stuff I put on my wish list isn't always expensive, but whenever I have the money or I feel like I'm in a space to treat myself to something, I'll buy things off of that list. It helps you be a more conscious spender, and it also helps you to be a little bit more hesitant before you spend your money. And lastly, to level up financially in 2024, limit how much you're eating out. I know everybody been saying that going out to eat is basically the same price as groceries these days, and I get it, because groceries are high. I don't know what the cost of living is high, period, these days. But I just like to look at it like, especially because I'm living by myself, at least if I go to the grocery store and I buy food from there and come home and cook it, I have food most likely for that day and the next day and maybe a day after that. So yes, you might be spending the same amount of money that day as far as going to the grocery store. You might be spending the same amount of money that you would spend in a restaurant, but it's gonna last you longer. So really, you're still spending less money. And honestly, it's better for you. So that can really go in the physical category too. We don't know what these people putting in our food. Not saying that you can't eat out, because one thing about me, I'm still gonna go to a restaurant. I'm actually about to go to one when I leave here, but I'm not paying, so it doesn't matter. But cook your own food, and don't say you don't know how to cook, because you can go on TikTok and learn how to make anything. So as always, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comment down below and let me know 2 goals that you have for 2024 and how you plan on accomplishing them. Make this your year of action. This time next year, I don't want to be hearing a whole bunch of shoulda, coulda, woulda. If you already have a vision board for 2024, I'm almost certain that there are stuff on there that you've had on your vision board for years because you refuse to start certain things. Let this be the last year that you do that. Of course, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.